Can you tell me about this place?
Well, Micanopy is the oldest inland town in the state, continuously settled, 1821. And so we have a very unique history, and the museum here is a local history. We start with the very beginning and try to come up to the movie-making period with Michael J. Fox and Cloris Leachman, Mary Steenburgen, and that group that we're here. You see Cross Creek advertised there, and Doc Hollywood, the movies. But
what movie did Mary Steenburgen and them make here?
Cross Creek.
Oh, they made Cross Creek. Okay. Okay.
It was in this area, and Cross Creek is just 9 miles from here.
Right. And what's your archives for?
It's for the history of Micanopy and its people. We range out probably 8 or 9 miles from town, but we don't go any further than that. It's a history of the people itself, and we have photographs, abstracts, diaries, letters.
A little bit about Micanopy and why it's important.
Well, we have 39 sites on the National Register, and we've tried to preserve the way Micanopy looks. In fact, it does look a great deal as it did in the early 1900s. There are some new buildings, of course, but it's small. It's a mile square. We do have an American Heritage Park, and we have, of course, the museum and the archives here, which are very important.
Anybody can come and do research if they're interested?
Anybody can come. We've had several books written from our archives, in fact.
Wow.
And right now we're undergoing a revival of interest in Florida's DOT to build a cross-state interstate toll road, and we're getting ready to fight that. We have the records from years ago when they did it the first time. We're hoping to block that movement. But
now, why would that affect you?
It would come very, very near us and destroy the unique character of the land.
Oh, okay.
We're surrounded by wetlands and areas full of archival material. There are Indian excavations going on within 2 miles of us right now. And there's several locations, in fact. It's a historic area in that the boat traffic used to come into Orange Lake, which is only a couple of miles from us, down the St. Johns River to the Ocklawaha, Orange Creek, we came into Orange Lake, and the Indians were here because of the unique character of the land. The lakes, the streams, and the high elevation. This is sort of the ridge part of Florida. And get away from the mosquitoes if you're down in the lowlands.
So tell me your name and what's your job?
John Thrasher.
John Thrasher?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your job here?
Well, we're volunteer docents today, but I'm curator of the archives, and we're open 1 day a week on Wednesdays.
Wasn't Thrasher one of the people in one of Marjorie Kinnan's books?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
He could have been. My grandfather used to go over there and knew Ms. Rawlings, and Martha Mickens, who was one of the chief characters in the book Cross Creek, used to cook fish and grits for him when he'd go over with his truck trading horses and mules. Okay. And Marjorie was well known here. She came here to use the telephone because we had an exchange. And also the local doctor, Dr. Daly, was her physician for
Okay.
And then when I was in high school at the Topeka Young Lab School in Gainesville, they let us out to go down to the courthouse to the trial when she was sued by Zelma Cason for...
You got to go to the trial?
1 day.
Can you tell me anything about that?
Well, it's hard to remember, except that I remember one lady who was called in as a character witness, and they asked her, would you like to be called, was it obscene person? That wasn't the word. Meaning the way that she was described Zelma Cason in the book. And this lady said, no, not if I was that kind of person. So that was the character reference for her.
Oh. Well, that was sort of a sad state of affairs, that, wasn't it?
It was.
Very sad. I didn't think she made Zelma look all that bad. I thought Zelma looked pretty good.
Her writing is pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
And the area Cross Creek, which she so described in the census chapter, is just out of town here 3 miles. The creek itself.
Okay, okay. Well, we're headed that way now.
You'll cross River Styx on your way to Cross Creek.
Oh, is that right? Okay, okay. She wrote about that in the book. Well, thank you so much. This is wonderful. It's a very interesting place.
Thank you. It's strictly, as I said, local history, starting with the Indian period, going to the Second Seminole War, foundation of the town, statehood, and then the development of the community up to the present time with the movie making.
That's great. I didn't know about that movie. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.